Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everyone that's locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button on your way into the stream. We are this close to the end of the international break, the last international break until March. So, in a few more days, we won't have to waffle about anything. We aren't going to have to sit there and struggle to find topics to discuss while waiting for the international break to finish off. We haven't got any injuries, thank God, because that was one of the main worries coming out of it. But we're nearly done with the international break and we can finally start talking about football, results, and all things Chelsea. But there are still some topics we can discuss. We're going to get into it in this stream. We're obviously going to be talking about Rudiger. We're going to be talking about potential replacements as well. And after that, we'll probably just switch this into a Q&A because there's not really a lot to talk about. I'll be real with you. Other than the Rudiger news, there's fucking nothing. So we'll just get into it. We'll take in any of you guys' questions. You might even open the lines. Like, this is just going to be a casual as fuck stream. So get involved. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. Smash the like and subscribe button. Like, we are crawling to 25k. We're not walking. We're not even. It's just dead. Like, we're barely getting anything. So if you guys haven't done so already, smash the like and subscribe button and help out the channel. Before we go in, as always, let's check out what the rest of the panel is saying. Josh, I'm gonna start off with you. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man, doing good. Yeah, like you said, not much to talk about. Ready for the game on Saturday. Uh, Finally, give us some content to get into. But like, yeah, good. No injuries to the break. That's always positive. Some guys getting back into form. That's always positive as well. Uh, so yeah, I mean, we'll get into the Rudiger news and see what everyone's thoughts are.
Yeah, defo. Alex, love the setup as well, bro. How is everything?
Good, good. Excited about weekend finally coming. Get tired of the international break. Ready.
Yeah, you and me both. But has the US played both of their games now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
Pulisic
Pulisic
survived.
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 Yes, that's all
By
I
the way,
cared about.
man, if you see the condition of the pitch, I was so happy that Pulisic didn't start.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I've only seen
It
the
was terrible.
Antonio goal, to be honest. But what was the
What a
pitch?
goal,
How
though!
shit was
What
the
a
pitch?
goal! What a
Hey,
Yeah,
did you
the
see
pitch
the
was
guy on the rebounds who tried to kick it to the net afterwards? He slipped on his ass.
yeah.
Like,
By the way,
fuck the
Antonio,
goal. That was the best part of it.
can you guys stop sending your England rejects to CONCACAF, please? There's enough. We've got Antonio, Ugbo, all these guys coming to CONCACAF. Can you guys
Bailey.
just let them play in the U21s or something? Keep them in England.
We
By the
tried
way,
to, but
Canada
like
qualified.
Hudson-Odoi
Canada
won't even
qualified.
take it. You
How
say
many
Canada
how many
qualified?
countries are making out of the 3 or 2?
Or well, 3 automatically, one go into a intercontinental playoff with like a
So
team from
Mexico,
like
Canada, and
Oceania or
United
something.
States already qualified.
No one's qualified already. There's 6 games left.
Jesus, 6 games. Bloody hell.
Yeah, for them, they've got one in January and one in March, like an
Russia,
international window.
Russia, 3 minutes away from qualifying until the own goal on 87th minute. That
Right,
it was
against who?
the condition of the pitch in Croatia is even worse than in Jamaica because there was rain and it was like literally the ball bubbled because of the rain and the mud and hit the defender in the leg and it went into the net. Sucks.
Fucking hell.
You got new trim though, Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought I might as well, to be honest. Like, the hair's starting to grow out too big. It's too many onions. They make your hair grow out like mad and it just fucks me over. Yeah, this trim will last like all of 2 days. And then my fade will already disappear and I have to go get a new one. But it is what it is. Scott, what are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, bro. I'm a little bit ill. Got a bit of a cold. Apart from that, I'm good. Just I echo the sentiments of everyone else. Trying to get to the weekend and back to club football.
Yeah, you and me both. And last but not least, as always, happy birthday as well to you, Andrew. I'll give him a happy birthday in the comment section as well. What are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Yeah, just international break is what it is. I can't believe it's only Wednesday because usually we play our international games like Tuesday or Wednesday. But we played like on Monday, and even though I don't watch it, everyone talks about the in game, but some Wednesday there's really nothing really to focus on apart from odd Chelsea news here and there. But yeah, bring on. I'm actually glad it's a lunchtime kickoff, so we can get here even sooner on Saturday. But I'm all good. But bring on Leicester, man. Bring them on. Bring them on.
Oh wait, Fata wanted the link. 1 second.
Not that guy, man.
There we go. Could do with a bit of Timo Werner prop for the stream. I'm here for it. But yeah, send Andrew your happy birthdays in the comment section as well. And other than that, let's just go into the fucking only news of today, which, I mean, is what it is. The same shit that we already knew. Antonio Rudiger's contract negotiations are in the same position that it was before. And at the very least, we know that feels like he's been slapped in the face by Chelsea with recent contract negotiations. He wants 10 million a year, which Bild in Germany's reporting, but Chelsea have only
How
offered...
much does that make 10 million a year? How much is the weekly?
What a
10
slap in the
million
face.
is about 200k, I think. 200, 250. I know Chelsea have only offered 7 million a year, which amounts to about 134k a week, which is close to 140k that was originally being talked about.
I thought it was 175 by Matt Law.
Matt Law said 175.
Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what he said.
I feel like a bunch of people are just throwing different numbers around.
I'm saying on the Rudiger's end, they saying a bunch of things, but I thought it was concrete what from Chelsea's side. It was 140, and then Matt Law a month ago, I think, said that it was 175 bumped by Chelsea, and it's it.
Well, if 7 million amounts to 134k, then I think it's just there or thereabouts. I don't think there's a specific number to it. I think they just know a certain region as to where the bid's being placed. But the only weird thing is he's feeling like he's been slapped in the face. Like, I don't understand that sentiment. The only thing I could get with that is I think he's played the most minutes for us since Thomas Tuchel's joined out of any of our other defenders.
He has.
So I could see why. Yeah, so I could see why he command a higher wage as a result of that. But 200k, I still think is a lot. Like around 140 to 170 region, I think is very fair. And when you take a look at it compared to other centre backs, that's usually a fair amount.
Honestly, because we got lots of money in our bank account. Just give him the money.
Excuse me?
Could you imagine feeling insulted if someone offered you 175k a week? Like, oh, what an insult, man! What an insult!
We got lots of money in that bank account.
What did you
What's
got?
the reason behind it?
What you got saying that like we got the money? Just give him.
I mean,
He
we
wants
do.
more. So
We have to watch our weight. We have to. I mean, I think there's some stuff coming down the pipe with FFP and wage bills, and having to have a percentage of your wages be under a certain amount of money. Like Chelsea are doing their due diligence to make sure they're not getting out of control with these insane wages. Like the guy, listen, he's 28, 29 years old, like 175k. Especially when he's only got about 9 or 10 months of good football under his belt with Chelsea, like I don't think it's an insult at all to offer him that kind of money.
That's why I don't get slapped in the face. That don't make a lot of sense.
Here's my solution for you and Rudiger. Yeah. Let's get rid of the Timo Werner and give 200 what Timo Werner makes to Rudiger.
I mean,
oh yeah. You're silent now, aren't you, T-Man? You're silent now, yeah. You're silent now, yeah. Silent now, yeah. Yeah. Still silent, yeah.
I'm still on the same mindset. We should pay him. Like, ain't even that much in the ground.
Honestly, God, I thought we left FFP behind, though. I thought we don't have to.
No, they just relaxed
anymore.
it. They relaxed it.
Yeah, it's not an FFP thing per se, but I think there's a new rule coming down the pipe about you have to. Your wage bill has to be under a certain percentage of your income or something like that. Or I read it the other day. I should have saved the article, but
I'll look.
And I think honestly, this whole Rudiger thing, I think is holding up the AC thing as well, because I think AC's probably waiting to see what happens with Rudiger before he officially puts in.
Getting less wages than Rudiger, and I think that's becoming a problem too, because he sees how much Rudiger's pushed him for. And then he's seeing the shit wages that he's getting given as a response. He's thinking, Well, I mean, come on. I'm not asking for as much as Rudiger's asking, but don't take the piss now. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I mean
What
that
I'm
thing was
saying
supposed to be
is- what I'm
done.
saying
That thing
is-
was supposed to be done months ago, and it's still dragging on. I'm not feeling great
Do
about
you
that either.
think it's Christensen contract stalled because of Rudiger contract?
Oh no!
They're
Apparently,
saying it's
according to
because
all
of
reports,
contract length.
yeah,
But this is the thing. Contract length is the problem because of the wages. He's not getting good enough wages, so because of that, he wants less years. So when he proves his level for another year or two, he can renegotiate and get the higher wages that he wants.
I got that
I
part.
also
I'm
think it's
saying,
about
do
having
you
that.
think Rudiger's contract at fault of this?
I don't
Yes,
It's got some,
Yeah,
I think it has
no,
something to
I
do
think
with
it's
it.
a factor.
Yeah.
I think it's a factor.
It's a factor. So what I'm saying is, look at this Chelsea. Like we definitely can afford both of them to go on the same height wages.
Well, and I think AC is looking at it like, okay, well, let's just wait and see if Rudiger does leave, then I can ask for more money because now you're stuck. You have to give me more money because now you don't have Rudiger. So
Exactly.
he's just kind of negotiating a power position here.
It's not a power position though, because the problem is if we lose Rudiger, we have to sign a new centre back anyway, and we'll have to. The level of centre back we'll have to sign, like all the centre backs that have been linked with us, all of them are on a similar, if not the same wages as what Rudiger wants. So then we're going to be in the same situation where we have to sign a player on 200k wages. Then
It's a myth.
Christensen's still going to be in the same position if he ain't signed a new contract.
It's a myth. It doesn't mean people gonna throw the links with Chelsea. That's what we're gonna sign. That's what we're gonna sign.
We need another centre back.
Yeah.
We need another centre back.
Those
If we
guys
lose
are
No,
also
that's
like
not what
6
I'm
or
saying.
7
I'm
years
saying
younger
we
than him
will.
too, though.
If
Yeah.
Rudiger leaves, yes, we will. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that doesn't mean that we're gonna sign the player that everybody thinks we're gonna sign the player, like Delik or what's his face, Kunde. That doesn't mean that. What it means is we could sign another player for 20-30 million that nobody knows. But it's not gonna be Delik, I promise
I
you.
swear down, we left that Kunde situation like months ago.
I think Kunde is not coming. We had Chalaba for that.
And
Yeah,
we've
but
got
if you
so
get
many
rid of-
defenders, then who can we get then?
Neither of
What?
them. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Neither of them play on the left. And until we find a solution to someone playing on the left, then
Let's get Malang Sarr on the pitch for some more game time. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm here for it.
I'm in
Sar's the
Look.
way forward.
Look, do you think if Rudiger doesn't sign and we let him go, we might go back to back four to fill up that spot?
no.
No. Why we're gonna with the back four? Why? Why would we do that? If we
Why? Because we don't have apparently we don't have a good left-sided CB. Isn't it the reason?
that's a couple.
I don't even know if that's the case.
Then-
It's just we only play Rudiger or Sarr there.
Moving to a back
Okay.
four doesn't alleviate that.
It does alleviate.
It doesn't.
The left.
You'd have to
We're not
have someone
moving
who
to a
plays as a
back
left
four.
centre back.
We need a DM before we can do that.
Yeah, and I think there's a thing on a DM for that too. I
And
don't
like-
want to bring my agendas, but
But
I'm not
everyone
going
else
there.
does. Bring it. Everyone else brings their agendas. Just bring it.
I mean, it's
What
only
I'm-
15
what- no,
minutes in.
what I'm saying is people don't understand that we're gonna lose quite a lot of players this summer due to
Yeah.
sell or walk on free. And I think especially if we win in the Premier League, that thing is 100% concrete. Jorginho is leaving. If we win the Premier League, he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I know
I
he's
tend
the
to-
last player we're looking for negotiations with. We're sorting out Rudiger and Christensen first, and then we're going to Jorginho.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I think
tend to
Juve
agree
are
with-
interested. I think Barcelona are potentially interested as well, though we know their problems.
Barca can't
Barcelona.
sign any more players.
I'm
That's the
sorry,
thing.
Barcelona. No.
No, interested, but like we know Barca, they haven't got the funds to
I was
go
gonna
for
Barcelona
say
can
their
sign players. Stop thinking
director-
Barcelona is poor. Barcelona always gets sponsored by their own Catalonia. They have money. All we gotta
It's
do
not about,
is
it's not
go
about
into the
sponsors.
bank.
They physically can't register anyone unless they sell some players.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're
Their
talking about
director-
bringing Iniesta and Messi back right now. That's how bad.
Well,
That's
I
what kind of
their
position they're in.
director came out today and said, like, even Dani Alves, we
Already
can't register
crossed.
him
Yeah.
Like we can't register him until we sell
I'm not
players.
talking
Like we
about
can't
right now.
register
I'm talking
anyone.
about at the end of the season, when
No.
some company gonna come in and say we would like to invest. Watch.
I do agree with Alex in the fact that I think there'll be a lot of guys that leave this season because I think you'll see Chelsea start to go for another youth movement and not necessarily bringing up our youth, but buying younger players in positions that we're aging in. So I'm not saying that they're going to bring academy guys in. I'm thinking they're going to buy younger players in positions that we have older players in right now.
Yes, we're not the club that sustain the old. Like we cannot sustain the pressure on the Premier League like Manchester United did for 10 seasons, and win 10. Like we win a couple of trophies. We constantly rebuild.
And saying Chelsea will go for Koundé if Rudiger leaves has always been the board's plan. Koundé will most likely be on 100k a week. I swear Koundé was meant to be signing on wages close to 170 to 200.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Yes. So that's why I also kind of get why Rudiger's pushing for these wages too, because we're literally going to give it to a new signing. And half the reason why he wants so much high wages is because he's seen other players come in on higher wages and not hit the same heights. So
but you can see too,
the
reason you could bring a Koundé in, how old is Koundé, 22, 23 or whatever? The reason you can bring him, the reason you could bring him in on 170 to 200 on a 5-year deal is because he's that age. Like now you're not going to have to renegotiate with him for another 5 years. Whereas if you give that money to Rudiger, he's 29 years old. You've got 4 or 5 years of him on those wages. 20 years. But you'd have him for four, maybe 5 years on those wages as he gets older, and that doesn't put you in a great position as a team.
Yeah, it's going to be
you can afford to give a younger guy more money because you won't have to negotiate with him for another 5 years. Like Christensen's doing, I think what he's doing is smart in the fact that like I'll do 3 years, and if I've outperformed that deal, then you have to pay me more money. But he's also at an age where he can do that. He's a young guy still too. If I was Chelsea, I'd just give him the 3 years and be done with it, and just we'll revisit this in 2 years and see what you're doing. Like I wouldn't fight him over 1 year.
But
just
that's the problem.
Because
that's the problem though, because if you give him the 3 years, you are going
to
have
have all the power.
Yeah, you're going to have to negotiate in a year, 18 months at maximum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't leave him on a 1 year.
You've already put him up to 140. Then he's probably going to ask for 200 in less than a year and a bit. So it's like, I understand why they listen. Just do the FIFA thing on the career mode. Then you do the contract thing. They want 3, you offer 5, they do it, and then you give them the 4, and then it's done. Just do that.
The thing that I don't understand with the like wage thing though is we've got at least 300k's worth of wages in absolute deadwood and shit that we don't need and we're getting rid of.
Yeah,
probably more.
I agree.
If you think about it, because you've got like Drinkwater on 120, who's gone after this year. You've got Batshuayi or God knows how much. You've got Babarama on 100k. So like this disparity in the wages could easily be made up just by going, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm confused as to why there's this level of like pettiness, for lack of a better term, over how much we want to pay.
Why isn't it not? Instead of going CSI on it, like detail marks, isn't it just a simple thing? That's what they value him at. They just might just think this is what we're taking everything in context, age, length of the deal.
Yeah.
This is what we value. This is what we value. And like Josh said, Josh said. Say that fast several times. But Josh is right. I mean, as great as he has been, we are talking about and it's not like a bounce or anything like that. He's played well for the last let's say 9 months. Yeah. Since let's put it right, since Tuchel's come in. It's right. Before that, and I know we can criticise Lampard as much as we want, but players have to take responsibility on the pitch as well. He was ass on that pitch. He was rubbish. Yeah, we wanted him, and most probably people wanted him out. So
he was for sale last season.
He was for sale last season. He was in possibly rumours about speaking to Spurs. I will always say this in the end. I will always say this: the fact that Chelsea have gone from what they've done before, business-wise, and allowing players to get down to 6 months is a disgrace. They should have made. Everyone knows you negotiate with a minimum of 2 years left. Yeah, everyone knows that. you do that, yeah. But that's the thing for me, and they've only got themselves to blame that they allowed themselves to do
Right.
this.
Well, that's what makes me think that they were willing to let him go at some point. Like,
were.
you know, when
Like what the weekly
that
updates
normal
said.
when that normal time to renegotiate would have been there, he wasn't held in high regards by the club, right? So
No, he wasn't.
they let it go longer than it need to go, and now you're in the position you're in. But yeah, I think they're going to offer him what they think is a fair value for his performance, his age, his what he means to the team. And while we might say, hey, he's playing great, just give him what he wants, you got to look 4 or 5 years down the road, you'll have a 33, 34-year-old. And listen, I don't think he's Thiago Silva, if you're asking me to be honest. I don't think he's going to be that guy at 36 who's just so incredibly talented and knows the game so well that he can get away with some of those other deficiencies. But
Weekly updates
I mean,
saying it's got something to do with Lampard, and we
I
didn't
think it
really
does.
defend at that time.
That was a factor in it.
Christensen was for sale last summer too.
the club really messed up when they dealt Tomori with no buyback and none of that stuff because Frank wanted him gone. That was their real mistake. Not necessarily not renegotiating with Rudiger and all that stuff, but we wouldn't be in this position right now if they had just either loaned him or put a buyback or something to where they didn't just cut ties with him.
No, you're right.
Josh, he was frozen out though, Tomori.
Yeah. But yeah, no question.
saying.
But that was a Frank thing, and I think they put too much onus into that.
Shit.
Yeah, it was bad management, and then the board, for some reason they allowed him to.
What did you say, Scott?
I said his bad management skills are shit.
Yeah.
They're not very
Well,
good.
and if you look at the people that he froze out, they're all key members of the squad right
They
now,
all came
and
back. They all came back.
Yeah.
They all came back and just took.
I was going to say, every single player that he's frozen out, every single one, I think, has gone on to do better things. Every single one. Tomori's
Even
pulling
Jorginho,
out.
Jorginho, and I'm
I was
not
going to
his
say,
fan.
every single player that he throws out.
Yeah.
Everyone.
As much as I like Jorginho, he did better than under Tuchel than from.
except Alonso. He was right about Alonso.
Alonso's the only one. To be fair, even Alonso was like bagging at the start of the season.
Couple of games,
Yeah, he had some good games there.
That's a lot.
And, like he was key in a couple games last
Alonso
season.
is a good sub. Alonso is a good squad player.
Yeah, he's got a limit.
Is he or he's not?
It's got a limit, isn't it? It's like when you
All right, squad
when you can't charge your phone.
No. Like, what do you think? Like, who you think? Like, people keep thinking that we can have like a level of Chilwell on the bench. If we had level of Chilwell on the bench, he won't be on the bench. He will go look for something else.
It's like remember when we had Ashley Cole and Wayne Bridge at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like that. You can't. Unfortunately, you can't. And that was when we only had 5 subs on the bench.
That's why we let Levermento go.
Andrew, I can go a more up-to-date version of that. Remember we had, I think it was Ashley Cole and Felipe Luis on the bench, like in the team. I think it was.
Yeah. And Felipe Luis was remember Felipe Luis was
Felipe Luis.
Actually Aspilicueta. I don't know. I think
was it Cole and Luis or was it Aspilicueta and Luis?
Yeah, so
no.
It was Asby and Luis. That's when Asby was playing left back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Luis came from I think Atletico Madrid had won the league the year before we bought him, hadn't they?
Yeah.
We bought him, and then he just sat on the bench the whole time.
Exactly. And he sat on the bench, not even for a left back, or a right back playing at left back. Yeah. So, but the same thing matters that it's still 2 quality players. It's not like I keep bringing this back. It's not like FIFA when you can do that. Do you know what I mean? We can have like a squad of good players to rotate in. It's not like you can't.
Yeah, that's sort of an issue with today's game. Like guys, if they're talented, they don't want to just be squad players. They want to start, and that's what you'll see. I think you'll see that happen now. What happened with our academy this year is going to become a thing where guys are like, "Is it really worth it to go on loan 10 times, or should I just go somewhere where I can start?"
Should I be the side chick or the main chick?
Yeah. Well,
just go back to what it was in 2000 before Frank Lampard came in. You made it to a certain level and you left. That's what it was.
Now, and the guys that they rate, the guys that they rate, they'll try to put a buyback in and things like that. But certain guys are just going to say,
They just started doing that. They didn't do that before. That was the problem. They should do that for all of them. All of them.
And you have to get the word.
Do that. Thank you very
Like
much.
a guy that this is going to happen with soon is going to be Levi Colwell, where he's so highly rated right now in the youth system and in the U21s, and he's a fantastic center back prospect. But they're going to run into issues where it's like, do we bring him through or do we move him on and put a buyback because he's not going to get a lot of minutes? Like it's going to be an issue with him.
Josh, if Gallagher has continues to form, and I believe it's going to be up and down. You know, I don't think, because he's a young player. But if he has a very good season for Palace, let's say he scores 10 goals this season, right? He'll ask that question next season. Then they might have a decision to
There
make.
is no question about Gallagher next season. He was good enough to be at the squad this season.
Yeah. But he's going to ask that question next season himself. He's going to ask it next season.
Yes. And
then that's
my
when,
question
if Tuchel's still there, you know,
the thing with
Colwell out if we go on a bad run.
I forgot who I was talking to, but Fata.
Don't put that in the air.
Fata last night, and what's his face? What's the other guy was on the stream? Fata.
Oh, Matt. It was Matt.
Yeah. Johnny, I was just repeat what Johnny said, and they're like, I don't like. It freaked me out a little bit. So this is the scenario Johnny thrown at yesterday. He was saying that, for example, one thing that Johnny thinks that could happen that could derail everything what we've achieved recently, and it is the problem with Lukaku.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Listen to him. It's a good. Listen to him. It's a good.
No. Yeah, let me finish, and you will understand why. Because I was saying, but for example, if Lukaku does not start scoring, right? For some reason, let's say if Lukaku doesn't start scoring, Tuchel eventually gonna bench him because Tuchel is not the coach that will not tolerate him, keep playing him and all that. The board will stop pressuring why 100 million signing is not playing versus sitting on the bench. And based on the history that we have with Chelsea, who's going first? The 100 million player or the coach? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the point that Johnny tried to make it?
Yeah, but
I think it's a very, very, very valid point. I'm not saying
the reason I don't is because you look at what's happening with Mendy and Kepa.
Yeah. Right.
That's why I don't. You got a 72 million pound goalkeeper sitting on the bench because the goalkeeper we've currently got is arguably the best in the world. So if Lukaku gets dropped and his replacement comes in and starts bagging in goals, I don't think the board will care.
Who would be his replacement though?
Havertz.
Yeah,
it depends
exactly.
if they're
Havertz.
But here's the thing.
Look at Kepa for Mendy.
Let me finish, Lenny. Here's the problem with that. What you just said, Scott. We got $20 million replacement. You cannot find a striker for 20 million.
You can. If your scouting team is smart about it, I don't think we will.
Why did we sign Lukaku for 100 if we have a scouting department is good that we can find?
Well, like a guy like Blahovic will be on a free in a year, so it's like you could make a run at a guy like that, but.
Let's be real, Blahovic, man. Come on.
Johnny,
I'm just throwing options out there.
Yo, you don't think Johnny has a valid point? Because I thought about it too. It too.
Alex, was Johnny's point that eventually the board and Tuchel will fall out? Or was his point specifically
of Lukaku, the way he is?
It could. He's saying potentially could happen.
No. Wait, hold on. Wait, sorry, Scott. Hold on. Was the point that Tuchel and the board will fall out, or was it specifically about Lukaku that they'll fall out?
Specifically because of Lukaku. Because if Lukaku doesn't start scoring,
there we go.
I was going to say his point.
So if Lukaku doesn't start scoring, because me and Johnny already had this discussion before, and I thought I already got through to Johnny with this after the fucking what away
ain't
game?
No getting through to Johnny.
What Champions League away game was it? Malmo. Malmo. Because we were having this discussion for the longest, but then he said, what was it? Mason Mount hasn't played that well this season because he hasn't had a pre-season with Chelsea, which is the exact same thing Lukaku hasn't had. He hasn't had a pre-season with Chelsea. And it's clear that that's having an effect because the problem with Lukaku isn't physically. Like, he's fit. He's had that preseason with Inter Milan to get fit. The problem's tactically. The other attackers aren't meshing well with Lukaku because they haven't had enough time to work together, so the attack isn't fluid. So, in terms of Lukaku not scoring, it's clear and obvious the reason why. He hasn't had a preseason, so that's just going to come with time. So I'm not necessarily worried about Lukaku not firing right now. It makes sense. Our attack don't work.
This is my point.
I
where,
thought
like,
it was mid-November. Let me check.
It is, yeah. It is mid-November.
Okay, it's mid-November. I think it's time to drop that preseason.
Yeah, for sure.
On. If we're sorry, I just want to point.
He's also been injured.
Bringing this up about Lukaku, I want to have the same energy for Kai Havertz because he's been worse than Lukaku this year.
Yeah, but he's not 28.
I don't care. He's
our striker for Chelsea, bro.
You don't care.
Lukaku's played in this team for.
It's not about what you care.
3
It's
months?
about what board will care. They will see potential of 25, 22 years old. 22, not even 25.
But that's a contradiction, though, because that's a contradiction because the board don't care. They want to win titles. So
they don't. Yeah, exactly.
If Havertz is shitting up the play,
the board is not about the title.
Roman wants titles. Roman wants titles. That's what I mean. But he controls it. He sends the message to Marina. So it doesn't.
Why?
Hold on. Let me finish your point.
Sorry.
We have to have the same energy for everybody. No, like 21 this, 21 that. Like, this is Chelsea. You leading our line. We winning titles. No, nothing.
No.
Like, you feel me? So
Zabi,
like we always
no.
do this though. Like, we always do this. Like, Havertz gets away with that.
There is a valiant player, and Kai Havertz will have value than Lukaku by many times. We can sell Kai Havertz in 3 years, even if he's bum. We cannot sell Lukaku.
I get that point.
Bums out.
I get your point in that, but I'm just talking about, all right, if Lukaku's not firing, what are we gonna do?
Wait, hold on. This whole thing about Lukaku's not firing or being poor this season, he's not.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
Like,
it is a myth.
Again, when you spend big money on, forget necessarily that he's a striker. When you spend big money on a big player in a certain position, in like a striker, centre back, or whatever, you've got to play to their strengths. Are we actually playing to this guy's strengths?
That's a different. That's a valid question.
No, it's exactly part of, because when you look at his conversion rate,
yes,
brilliant. So he's not. It's not like we're creating a plethora of chances and he's missing them. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. He's not. It's not like he's like Werner or whatever. He's actually scoring his chances. He's outperforming what he should actually be doing. To be fair. So,
and then Prime to back you up, our attack really hasn't shown, like, as a whole team until the Norwich games, what game? Burnley, we actually played good in attack. We just couldn't finish. Yeah. And I feel like if he was on there, we could have had a good chance.
Yeah, these last stretch of games that we've just had against these lesser sides, and people are saying our attack looks better without him. Like, no, you've got no real way to judge that, by the way, because like, this essentially was the same attack we had last season. It was only because, like, the Norwich game is a stat pad. So, like, I'm going to kind of take that out because 7-0 is so excessive. And the other games, Malmo and Newcastle and stuff like that, like, games where with or without Lukaku, I still expect us to win comfortably anyways. Like, we've got Leicester next, don't we? If we play Leicester, let's play Leicester. Let's play Man United without Lukaku. And see, can we beat them?
And Juventus,
and Juventus, and then you can have a valid point of you play better without Lukaku. But no, I'm not going to hear that because we spent 100 million on this guy. You cannot and people are saying, "Oh, he's 28. There's no time to adapt." That is, I agree with that. He should not have an adaptation problem. But we also shouldn't be struggling to create for a 100 mil world class striker.
Go ahead, Andrew. I'll go up.
I just think a small point. I just think. Like, you had that discussion with Johnny and everything like that. I just think there's an undertone of when him included with a bunch of other people, there's an undertone because they didn't get Haaland. And it's all because they didn't get Haaland in the summer. So they try and disguise it as they're having an actual concern. But
by the way, I have my suspicion about Haaland.
I just think we know these people they want, and Haaland was probably my first choice as well. Obviously.
I know something that I will discuss after the stream.
But I just think it's an undertone. They try and hide it like with a genuine genuine debate, but there's a real underline that they didn't want Lukaku in the first place, and
Exactly.
it's like that's fine. Discuss it. The actual debate we're talking about, I do agree because Chelsea board will think of themselves, and they're easy cannon manager. I mean, they fired Ancelotti, and they didn't allow him to go home. They fired Ancelotti after the Everton game.
Andrew, I have a question.
It's one of those things. Yeah.
A couple of things from what everyone's been saying. So I as far as like Lukaku and Tuchel and the board goes, I think if the results were there, if we were winning, I don't think there would be a rift with the board and Tuchel, regardless of who this. Yeah. Regardless of the striker, if we're winning games, they won't give a stink. 100%. If we're not winning games, there'll be an issue. Why isn't this guy playing? Two, I agree. I think Lukaku has not been poor this year. I think when he's played pretty well. I don't think we're playing necessarily to the things that he does best. But I think some of that too it's on him and Tuchel to learn together to play in this certain system we're playing. And I also don't think Havertz has been terrible, but he's not. I don't find him.
I think he's been terrible.
I think they have like when the deal was getting very close.
3 assists in the Premier League. I don't think he's been terrible, but
he's
not a striker. I would prefer Lukaku be our striker as much as he can. I prefer him to be the striker
as a number 2.
Josh, what you just said about Lukaku and Tuchel figured something out. When the links were when the deal was getting close, then we signed him. Did something not come out? Someone said it. Maybe it was Lukaku. Someone said that we're switching formation, or we have a formation to get something out of it. Or maybe Tuchel said it or something. I read it somewhere. So,
I remember the time. I think it was a Tuchel thing.
Yeah, and we've kind of seen that with 2 up front. So that's why, for me, it's got to be the rest of our forwards creating for him because, Lukaku is playing well. So I can't put it all on him. Lukaku is playing well.
Right. No, I agree. And we've yet to see him. I don't think we've seen him with our best attackers yet.
I think you're lying if you're saying Lukaku played well. He didn't. He's not playing well. He played. He's okay. He's not firing 100%.
He has been playing well. The only way he can't fire 100% because we're not creating enough for him.
But that's the different question. But you're saying that that's the different question.
But he is playing well. But what he has to deal with, he's been playing well. Yes.
But this is what I was gonna say, guys.
You don't understand. You don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what do we have to do for Lukaku to start firing?
But this is my point. This is what I was gonna say. Like you see now, I think we talked about this yesterday, Alex. Tuchel had made tactical tweaks. He has not played with Chilwell and Reece James on the flanks. And now we have that inverted formation where Reece James, and we're creating more chances lately. And now, I don't know if to the rest of the panel, if you guys seen this, we're now playing those 2 attackers up front closer to the striker, which will help Lukaku, a lot, to play him in. And another point I want to make is, why is it that Lukaku has been here only 3 months, right? He's been injured a fair bit of it. Why is it that we have? I just want to ask, guys, why we have patience for Werner missing, but already 3 months in to Lukaku injury, we're having these questions.
It's because we didn't get Haaland. That's why.
That's all it is. It's genuinely the fact we didn't get Haaland.
Very simple. It's because we didn't get Haaland.
Everyone else wanted Haaland.
The thing is, do people think with
it's very possible we still get Haaland in the summer. It's still very possible.
I will tell you something.
No chance. We ain't gonna have Haaland and Lukaku in this.
Well, did you read what came out of Barcelona yesterday?
That's
what they say.
Barcelona has said that they've given up hope on signing Haaland because they believe he's going to the Premier League in the
Real
summer.
Madrid.
Was it Real? Okay, Real. Well,
I was going to say, where did Barca have the balls to think that?
Sorry, I got my Spanish clubs mixed up. But they said that they've given up on the chase for Haaland because they believe he'll be in a Premier League team in the summer. So whatever team that may be. No way. Not with Pep leaving. No one's going to City.
Is Pep leaving at the end of this season?
No,
I think next season.
Do people think that, the ones who wanted Haaland, do they think that if we had signed him instead of Lukaku, Would Haaland be playing better with
he would have
lack
scored
of
35
creativity?
goals by now.
What do they? What do they think him having one chance against Juventus and Man City that he would have scored? What?
Yeah.
No, Prime. I totally agree with you. I don't. This isn't a Lukaku issue to me. I think ideally the club want both of them playing together. But I think for right, I had no issues with Lukaku coming in the summer. I think he'll be just fine going on the rest of the season. As soon as he starts to fire and we get a consistent pairing with him, playing with him, you'll see his numbers go up. I honestly don't think he's been an issue. And you're right. We will need him against those big teams. He will be pivotal in those games.
All right, let me just go through the super chats. One sec. Pulisic's personal doctor says, big up, a good name as well. We really need to copy the Galactico method. Star players and young potential for squad depth. We carry so many passengers on high wages. For example, Werner, Pulisic, Barkley. Time to be run right. I agree with what you're saying about carrying passengers on high wages, but Werner and Pulisic not so much.
Just want to point out as well, that's what you've said is the Galactico method. Isn't the Galactico method? The Galactico method is literally buying the biggest stars in every position.
Yeah, that comes with its own problems because you need a squad. Like if you have the best player in each position, that might not be the best team overall.
Go look at PSG this season.
Exactly. Like their play, they've got a way better attack than they had last season. Their players got worse.
Or go and look at Portugal in terms of internationally.
Paul Jr. says, even if Tomori stayed, he was most likely a rotation player under Tuchel. He benefited leaving us and I supported it. At Milan, he develops easier. There's a question as to whether he would be a rotation player under Tuchel, and it's only because we've seen the likes of Malang Sarr and Trevor Chalobah get regular game time. Like I do think Tomori would be given a very fair shake if he stayed at Chelsea, but Lampard in it.
Rotation.
Rudiger will not have we will have less problem with Rudiger.
Yeah, rotation like how Christensen was first used, and he became maybe because Thiago also got injured.
More Trevor Chalobah.
No, my point is, like Tomori is not a Trevor Chalobah level centre back. He's like right now, since he's been at Milan, he's been one of the best centre backs in the world. Like he's a top level centre back. And that's my point of like he's not going to be used sparingly.
Tomori had good. Tomori was really good. He had the young defender mistakes. Yeah. And Lampard, the problem with those mistakes, they happened at times when Lampard was really under criticism. If it was different time when he had those mistakes, it would have been different.
I thought it was during his first season, was it not?
You see, you rate Lampard's first season as good. I don't.
No. I respect it in terms of what he did, but I don't rate him as a manager. I just thought it was during his first season where there was less expectation. Which, if it was, then there's no excuse for what he did with Tomori.
Still those people that think that expectation wasn't on Lampard, then like we didn't supposed to get the top four. It's a different conversation you have, because I think Klopp told him you need to get the top four. If he wouldn't, I think Lampard would have been gone that year.
Yeah.
And remember, Lampard didn't get it. We got really favorable things happened to us after that lockdown.
Well, they wanted to sack him anyways.
Pulisic single-handedly got him over the board.
Well, they wanted to sack him, Marina wanted to sack him anyway after the first season. So,
Listen, yeah, I mean, and this thing with Chelsea, like top four is always the minimum requirement, in my opinion, for Roman.
Yeah.
Like it's never like anything. It's anything. Top four is the minimum requirement to manage at Chelsea. It just is for Roman. Like if you getting a trophy, those are great. Roman loves trophies, so that could keep you an extra year if you win a trophy or something. But minimum requirement is to get top four, and we've seen that with some of our best managers at Chelsea. When they don't accomplish that, they see the door.
You finish with bad managers finish second and get fired. So,
yeah,
it's like that.
And that might be a season. That might be a season where top four is not a trophy is the minimum requirement that season. Maybe they think Roman assumes top four with certain squads. Like I don't know, man, but top four for that to be like a crazy accomplishment. No, that's the minimum requirement to be a Chelsea manager.
Yeah, I don't celebrate finishing top 4.
I don't even think it's. I don't think it's like. I think we had a good enough squad to get to top 4 that season anyway.
It wasn't that for me, Alex.
Exactly.
It's the fact that we were in top 4 for like the majority of the season, so it's not really an accomplishment.
Yeah.
We were in top 4 for the majority of the season, so it wasn't really an accomplishment for me because we were, you know what I mean. And even then, we still had to wait till the final day to get it confirmed. We allowed Man United.
That's
to
what
overtake
I'm
us.
saying. That's what I'm saying. People saying
it's
like
a factor of Man United overtaking us and Leicester bottling it. Remember, Leicester were 12
Exactly.
points. 12
exactly.
points, was it?
So exactly.
But we were in it
Not
for
even-
the season, so it's not really a big accomplishment.
We were comfortably in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If we're
Yeah,
talking
like-
about he's
It
got like
would've-
10 games left. 10 games left, he's 12 points behind, and we're getting it that way. Then we change the story.
It's even worse. It's even worse when like literally Pulisic after the breakdown, after the lockdown, Pulisic form was so good that we managed 12 point. When did you see March to be a 12-point gap to Leicester? If you 12-point gap Leicester, I don't care who you are, but you will not think that we can think. I thought at that point, I already thinking like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like for me, like the two things that he got the most credit for as a manager, I don't rate, like the top 4 and then bringing you through. Like he was forced to bring you through. Let's have it right. Like it wasn't like he said, you know what, I don't want to buy anyone. You know, we had a transfer ban and he had to bring these guys through. Otherwise, he couldn't put a squad together. Like if you think for 1 second that if he didn't have a transfer ban, we wouldn't have gone out and bought players, you're out of your mind. We absolutely would have.
Josh, you know the youth thing. Sorry, Prime. You know the youth thing. You know, after about December, January, you know he abandoned the youth project.
Yeah,
the old guys back.
It's like
So
like Mal was the only one that played.
Anyway.
But that's what I was gonna. What I was gonna say. Like the whole youth thing. Like Tammy that he was using excessively. After that purple patch, he completely burnt out. Mason Mount, he played him too much, got him injured, brought him back from injury, and burnt him out. Tomori, he stopped using after December.
Reece James, patchy in and out.
Yeah, and even the ones that got us top 4.
And look at our run against.
The ones that got us locked down, the one that got us top 4 in the post-lockdown form was our experience.
Yeah,
Willian,
Giroud, and Pulisic pulled out as well. So it's like
Jorginho.
All this myth that he continually played. He finally gave them their chance and they took it.
The only one I count from youth is the one that came directly from our academy, and that's Gilmore. And Broha, he got 1 game maybe. Those are the only 2 I'm going to count. Like Mount, Tomori, Reece James, and Tammy. They've all came from. I think Broha maybe got like 15, 20 minutes or whatever. But
against
still,
Everton.
But still, and that's my point. Like that's my point. Tammy and all of them, they all came from loan. They've all played like 100 games or so.
Yeah, they weren't dropped.
They've got experience. They're not. Yeah. So like this whole thing of he brought used to. Well, no, he used his loanees like you're supposed to when you don't have a transfer ban.
Yeah.
Or when you have a transfer ban. So like don't compare it. Let's not compare it to Tuchel winning a Champions League.
Reggie Ford also says people skip past the context as well. Havertz, Mount, and Ziyech were horrible early and played the bottom 3 plus Malmo recently. Context, exactly. That's why context also has to be added to Lukaku. You can't just give context to a few and ignore it and just take everything as a stat.
He's not going to start slow anyway, Havertz. He's going to start slow. Havertz always starts slow anyway, and then improve in the.
Havertz starts slowly. Ziyech has just been in poor form.
Why does he get that excuse though?
Yeah,
be getting the excuse. Exactly, you're correct.
You shouldn't get
but
that excuse.
For me, I don't think he played that bad anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he played bad either. And he's on form. He just scored again this week for his country. Like he's scoring goals. Like he's not going to be a prolific striker because I don't think he is a natural striker. Like I don't think that's what he wants to do. But he has scored some goals and assisted some goals.
If he,
but you hear how the tone changes for Havertz.
All of us want Lukaku to be this number one striker. I'm not saying I want Havertz to be the striker. I'm saying he's not been as bad as people are saying he's playing.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, if he only in the second half of the season, then why do we pay £72 million for him? We should pay £36 million. So we're only getting half the season out of him. So you know what I mean, and another £36 million this season. That's why, he shouldn't get. That's such a horrible. That's such a poor. Oh, he's only good second half of the season. Well, then he needs to work on being good. Try and be good all of the season. You know what I mean? It's like
no, because with Havertz, you could say the same thing that you could say for Mount and Lukaku. Burnout.
Yes.
They played a lot of minutes throughout the season. They played a lot of minutes through the Euros, and they've gone straight into this season. Wouldn't be surprised with any of those three if they're experiencing burnout. We've already said for Mason Mount, it's clear that he is.
No, but hang on. With Havertz,
look at Havertz when we signed him, right? We signed him 4 days of training, straight into the Brighton game in a new position, right? Not like slowly phased in, yeah. And then different positions. Then he got COVID, brought back too early, and he's horribly mismanaged, man. And then he ended up having a very good end of season. But that's the thing. It's like that's why I rate Tuchel so highly. Not only this coaching that's given, but just the way he manages this squad and manages people and doesn't bring back people too early from injury.
Andrew, he got COVID and he was brought back early from COVID. Like,
he got it again.
What the hell? Like last season, Pogba got COVID as well, and like it took him 3 months to recover from that and actually get back to full fitness. And Havertz was rushed back as soon as stupid stuff this guy was doing. Like worst manager in Roman's history.
I don't know if I buy the burnout thing for Havertz.
I understand why you say that, because out of the three players, he probably played the least. I'd say because Mount played the most minutes out of everyone in our squad last season, and Romelu Lukaku was so vital to Inter Milan that I can already make the assumption that he's played the majority of minutes for them too. Kai Havertz kind of to be honest, maybe use COVID tax for that as well, because that really torched his lungs for about 3 months. So that burnout could still be a little bit of an effect, but you didn't really see him play that regularly until the end of last season. Then he played the most of the Euros. Then he came back, has played the majority of games through this season. So maybe it's less of an effect with him, but I do still think it might be a bit of a factor. But I get why you wouldn't really give him the same level of excuse as a Mason Mount. Mount is clearly burnt out.
I don't give it as an excuse this season because you look at number one, he's up until Lukaku got injured. I think he only started 1 or 2 games for us before Lukaku got injured. Then he's been on the bench, not playing. So what's he burned out from? He's got the rest that if he has burnout, he's got the rest he needs. He comes in, and up until what game was it? It wasn't the Malmo game. He was not good. The game, I think it was the Norwich game, was the first time you could say he had a good game for us this season.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if Lukaku was missing the chances that he was missing, Lukaku would get torched.
Oh, exactly. That's the thing.
No, it's because he's 22. We can't say anything. 22, you can't say anything.
You can though, because this is the problem.
I know.
He's 72 mil.
That's what I mean.
But it's not that. It's age will be used at age isn't a factor. Age is just a number when we want to bring this guy through, or this guy is, or when it suits us. But as soon as a player isn't performing, it's his age. He's young. He needs to develop more. Give him time. But you said, it wasn't a problem to bring an 18, 19-year-old through because they're that good.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it make fucking sense, please.
Exactly. And especially when certain players are touted to be, generational, age is not a factor.
Well, that's the point. When Hazard's first season, and obviously social media was about, but not as much. Even talking to people, I don't even remember them bringing up Hazard's age if he missed something or didn't do the right pass or something. His age was never brought up. It was just how if he didn't play well or something like that. This age thing is just an excuse to dole out when they've done bad, but when they've done good, they'll go,
"He's right.
Oh, he's only 20. I can't believe he's only doing this. He's only 22. Can't believe what it's going to be like in 5 years' time."
Like how long does this age thing stand for? Because if you're 22, but you've been playing first team football since you were 17, 16, like how long is that? About 4 years?
Well, yeah,
4 seasons,
but
5 seasons?
like
how long does age stand for?
The Champions League final. You know the Champions League final when Drogba gave away the penalty. I didn't go, oh man, but he's only 34. Oh, I can't believe this. He's giving away the penalty. You know what I mean?
On that point, I know obviously we're not United fans, but I see United fans calling McTominay a kid and saying, he's not that experienced. He's 25. I waited on Havertz for 3 fucking years for him to develop, man.
Yeah, like they say that about like Rashford being young and Mount being like, no, you're not. If you've been,
they've played over 200 games.
Exactly.
No, we're not that type of club where we're gonna wait.
You're not a kid. You're not.
We need titles now.
Exactly, and if you're good enough, and if you're given this, world class tag already, this generational tag, then I'm not gonna say that. Oh, but you're 22 years old. You're still a kid. I'm gonna give you time, because if that's the case, and I'm giving you time, get out of this team.
And disclaimer: we don't hate Havertz. We're just pointing out a fact because people will.
I was gonna say
just because you criticize it. Yeah,
I was gonna say Havertz is my favorite player on this current Chelsea team, by the way.
If you're playing bad, I hate you. I don't care. I want my team to win. So yes, I have an agenda for Chelsea. I want you to win. If you're not winning for us, I hate you. Okay.
And that's cool. If we're not winning, Chelsea's above everybody else. But I'm just saying, people will take this wrong and be like, "Oh, you hate Havertz and stuff like that," because it can't take criticism. So just gotta put that out there.
Yeah, but those will be the same. Those will be the same people that are criticize other players that they hate. So hypocrites.
Let me go through a few more of these. JJ Bridge says, "Look how many chances Lukaku created for either Werner, Havertz, and Mount, and they missed. We don't create enough for him. Stop hating, guys. He's Chelsea." How many chances has Lukaku created for other players?
Two at Tottenham. One.
For Werner. Yeah, actually.
One for Werner against Southampton.
One against
and didn't he put a through ball for Mount?
Was he the one who set up Kovacic?
Yes, against Liverpool. He set up one for Kovacic.
Big up Big Six fans, Nigel. Come on.
One for
and then Malmo too.
Mount against Liverpool.
Was it against Liverpool? Or was it against someone else where he set Kovacic up and Kovacic took loads of touch?
That was Liverpool.
Was that Liverpool? I couldn't remember if that was Liverpool or Spurs.
And also against Liverpool.
Put through for Mount against Liverpool as well.
That
as well.
Andrew was saying this guy should be on double figures already.
It should be on 10 G and it should be on 10 GNA at the moment. If people use that, I don't like that. But if you have to have the same for every player, if you're going to use it for other players to justify where they start, then you need to do it for this. I don't like, for me, Lukaku, I don't care about his assists. It's all about goals for me.
How is it we spend 100 mil on a world-class striker and yet people are criticizing? I'm confused, man.
Blue Lounge says Lukaku hasn't played 10 games yet. He will impress. That's the same thing we're all saying. This is all being thrown way out of proportion. Big up Blue Lounge, by the way.
Yeah, big up Baggy.
I was saying as well, if you go through, say we go through to the final or semi-final of every competition, that's over 60 games? That's a sixth of the season. He's played less than a sixth of the season and people are writing him off already. Fucking behave, please. Wake up.
Yeah. It's way too early for me to criticize anything right now.
But this goes back to my point. Why do we have so much patience for Werner, and then 3 months in, we start criticizing Lukaku?
Because, like we said earlier, Xavi, it's
no offense, Fatar. No offense, Fatar.
The problem is I agree that we should. I think we should back our players in terms of we shouldn't just throw them under the bus straight away, but we should criticize when needed. But the thing is where that comes from, Xavi, is like Andrew mentioned earlier. For the most part, it's not everyone, but for the most part, it's all from people who are salty or pissed off that we got Lukaku instead of either Haaland or Kane. That's what it is. People are pissed off we got the perceived third choice, and they're literally there waiting at their keyboards, waiting to type or whatever about a player.
Really get
as soon as he does badly,
going to get Kane.
Scott, keep cooking. Scott, keep cooking.
It just pisses me off, man. It just pisses me off. I understand someone wasn't your first choice, but let's see how they go. There's plenty of people probably in this first team or whatever that weren't people's first choice, but they're doing bits now.
Exactly.
Yeah, like RLC, right?
Like,
Yes,
who
we
in
know.
their
All right,
right mind,
cool.
right? Just on this point, who in their right mind thought that when Mendy came in, he was going to be this world-class goalkeeper who's going to be the best in the world? Who was he anyone's first choice to get in?
I'm gonna be real.
Andrew,
I just
Andrew, he
wanted
was
him to
mine.
catch the ball.
Oh,
That's it.
Andrew,
I
I
gotta be
knew
honest
it.
with you.
I
I gotta
called
be
it.
honest with you. Some of these players, until we're linked,
Big up, Dag.
I didn't even know about them. So I didn't even know about them.
Yo, when Mendy came out and collected a cross, I was so happy.
Do you
Like,
see
that
the
first
timeline
game.
when Mendy caught his first cross? Everyone was saying, he caught
Yo,
the fucking ball.
I was
Let's go.
ecstatic.
We
I
got a
was like,
goalkeeper.
collect.
Oi, Andrew, I knew about Mendy.
Shut up. Don't worry about it. You're shameless.
I mean, I knew about him. It was never my first choice. I wanted Oblak. I wanted Oblak.
You knew about Mendy.
I think everyone wanted Oblak, but after Kepa's season, we genuinely would have taken anybody.
No, I believe
but my point is that Mendy was never the first choice replacement for Kepa ever, and now he is arguably the best goalkeeper in the world because we gave him time. We allowed him to show what he could do.
Scott, it's not arguably. Mendy is right now the best player in the world, not goalkeeper. He's the best player in the world. I'm not hearing this Salah.
I think when we got Kepa,
I thought you support Kepa more than Mendy, though.
I think we got what's his name?
Oh my guys, big up yourself. Like minutes more important than their age. I think you're talking about the youth players or the younger players.
Yeah.
That's probably not about Lukaku. But big up yourself anyway, G.
So let me ask those people that I had to change my daughter's diaper.
No worries, man.
So let me come back because I couldn't answer it when I heard so let me ask you. So Andrew, you, what's his face, Scott, and who else is about the youth? Let me ask you. So whoever, let me ask you three questions. So you saying youth doesn't matter, right?
No,
what are we saying?
Okay.
I think they said age doesn't matter. It's more about the minutes played in top flight.
Let me ask you a question. So when we're about to buy a player, why are you complaining that you don't want to invest in youth? Why you want to buy a mature player then?
That wasn't the argument.
That's not the argument. I'll answer this because it weren't about it. But I just want a balance.
It was the argument. They saying that
that wasn't the argument we were saying. We were just saying
it was age versus top flight games, right?
You exact thing you were saying that. Why is it comes to Havertz? He's 21 when he's missing the chances.
He's 22.
Okay, 21.
Okay, you prove you're wrong. You prove you're fucking wrong.
It's triggering you, sure.
Go on, Alex. Go on.
Oh,
my question is: you said why does it matter if Havertz missing and he's 22 versus Lukaku and he's 28? Was that at any time was that the subject of your conversation?
It was. It's why is it that we give someone why is it that we give someone a pass? They did some bad odds because of his age. Like Havertz, like 21, 22. You know, it's not as if Havertz like fresh off the boat, like from the academy straight in. Do you know what I mean? He's had that, and I'm just saying, like I said for me, because it wasn't really prevalent social media around. But you know, when Hazard joined us when he was like 21, I don't remember having conversations and hearing like people say, "Oh, he's only 21" or something.
Andrew, he's playing our position. He played right wing in his first season.
I know. But what I'm saying is, when he didn't finish or didn't pass. I don't remember anyone bringing up his age. It was more.
My question is,
it was more like.
Can you please answer me? Why are you asking when we sign in the players? You personally, I heard you a couple of times.
Yeah.
You said you want mature. I had enough with those youth. Okay. So how? Yeah. Do you see my question? Do you see why I'm asking?
I see your point. What I'm saying is,
exactly. Do you see C1 whatever Dave your name is?
Yeah, I know.
You understand my question? Get in the fucking bin.
I like a balance. Chelsea need a balance of a squad. Yeah. They need experience and everything like that. That's why we've done well. That's why when like the summer Hazard, Moses, Aspilicueta, Oscar came in, we still had experienced players. Although we didn't have a good season, it was more of a balance. If we go too far, we end up doing like an Arsenal model, and do you know what I mean? And then our progress goes back. We end up having to wait more, which is why I think. Which is why
I understand. But do you see when we say the people that criticize Lukaku over the criticism of Havertz, do you see where we coming from?
I see where you're coming from, and I have no problem with people criticizing players. That's the thing. Everyone needs to be criticized.
That's my point to the people saying like, what's the difference? So he's 22. I don't want to hear about his age. I do want to hear about his age.
Okay, but isn't there more context to bring into this, Redneck, though? Like, we're speaking of a guy that's 28 playing in a side that he's not played with before. And
I don't care. He played in the Premier League, did he?
But it doesn't matter, though.
It does matter.
Premier League, whether or not you play in the Premier League, you still have to acclimatize yourself with your teammates and your system. And that doesn't happen overnight, especially with no preseason.
I was going to say as well, if I play, it doesn't matter. If I play under a system under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer where it's counter-attack, defense, and then I go to a system where it's under Tuchel, it's possession, always on the front foot, playing slowly, I can't be expected to play straight away under those two systems, like to figure out those systems straight away, especially if what I'm being asked to do in the possession system is to literally be a target man, but that's not how I like to play.
Scott,
Scott, whose problem? Who created that problem then?
What do you mean?
Why would we went for the striker that is not suited our system?
Because he's available, and we needed a striker.
Mm-hmm. And at the time, he was one of the best strikers.
Hold on a second.
I can understand your argument coming from business. Aspect.
Why is Tommy let go? Because Tommy technically does exactly the same thing.
He doesn't suit Tuchel's playing style.
I was going to say he's not the same player. He's
got
no hold-up play. He doesn't run the channels as well.
Let me ask Dave. Does Lukaku suit in our style?
He shoots it better than Tammy.
Wait,
Scott,
hold on.
Scott, I'm more shocked you're able to figure out Ole's system.
Wait, hold on. Redneck, did you want Haaland?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, does Haaland suit our play style? Does Haaland suit our play style?
I wanted
No,
Haaland.
Answer that. Does Haaland suit our play style?
No.
He suits it worse than
Lukaku
does.
What's the question again?
Does Haaland suit the play style?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
What?
No, he does
No,
not.
he doesn't.
What?
No, he does not.
I think off the ball he does, but on the ball he don't.
Haaland doesn't suit our style.
Haaland presses more than Lukaku though, but on the ball,
that's fair. But in terms of on the ball, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Haaland would have the same struggles.
For the people on the bus at the end, I'm explaining my situation with Haaland again. I wanted Haaland more than I wanted Lukaku. But if we did not, I'm in that let me finish. But if we did not get Haaland, I did not want Lukaku anyway. I want to stay with the players we had because I did not think Lukaku is going to be suited no matter what. Do you see what I'm saying? I wanted Haaland,
I've heard you say that many times.
Did not get Haaland, I did not want Lukaku anyway.
Yeah, I've heard him say that many times. He said that. Alex said that many times. There's no agenda there.
And that's fair. That's fair. But I just had to make this point. If you're talking business, I can see why Havertz. We have patience with Havertz because we can sell him. If you're talking about business, but if we're talking about results based on the field, like the same stuff applies to all players. Like I'm not gonna sit here and wait for Havertz to blossom.
And I just ask you.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. All right, cool.
We have to let him blossom a little, John, because we didn't buy a finished product in Havertz.
Bro, but how long, bro? How long? We're not Arsenal, man.
It's been a season, and we won the Champions League, so you get a little bit of credit, man. Like,
he rides that time. He rides that time.
Somebody, I don't know who, but somebody keep telling me that the best defenders usually come at age of 28, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So my question is, if we think that that's the best level it is at 28, when is the best level for the other positions?
He's not going to reach his prime until like 25, 26. But this is not my point. My point is he's playing up top striker. We need somebody who's gonna buried chances and who's going to be a clinical striker. I don't have.
Again, though. Oh
I'm not talking about Werner.
He's only playing striker right now because Ron is hurt. Right?
But this is the thing.
I want to know what Father.
But when we're comparing,
what's the
he's
problem?
moaning about Werner. He thinks I'm going to bring up about Werner.
Why are we annoying you? Why are we annoying you?
No, continue.
He thinks I'm going to bring up Werner. That's why. But
I actually think Werner is suited better. This is why I think Werner is suited better. The reason why we slowed down, like, you're gonna say I'm gonna bring my agenda back, but I am, for one particular reason. Lukaku likes better when he is on the speed. He's not good when he's with the back. Even he said that.
That's a fact.
He does not like good. He likes to take. The funny part is Lukaku is really, really fast. For being a freaking refrigerator, he can freaking run. With those Timberland boots, 45 size 45, he can freaking run. With those skateboards as shoes, he literally has two skis on his foot. That's
okay, get to the point, man. He's got big feet.
He can run, but we're not exploding that.
Yeah, exactly. We're not exploiting it.
We're not exploiting it. What we're doing, we're using. Like, if you like, that's why people are gonna say, "Oh, Jorginho agenda." Who directs the pace of the team?
Georgie.
Who directs the pace?
Georgie.
Exactly. So if he directs the pace of the game, and we need to speed up in transitions, why we're not using that?
We're the worst counter-attacking side in the league, I think, like of the big clubs.
And we have the best counter-attacking players in it.
It doesn't make
sense. But we're not.
But we don't.
We're not a counter-attack side.
Like almost 70% of the game.
We're not saying style. No, you're misunderstanding. We're not style playing counter-attacking. But when there's a chance for us to go counter-attacking,
yeah, but our mentality is not to be on the counter anymore.
Yeah, no.
That's a myth, though. That's a myth.
Hold on a second. When you're good on the counter, it's because you work it out in training, week after week after week, where guys need to be. Yes, you do. What you don't think that Antonio Conte trains?
I think that decision making.
You don't think Antonio Conte trains his team to counterattack?
Well, no. Yes and no. I get what Alex and Andrew are saying. Yes and no, because
let me explain you.
The opportunities that we get. Our decision making has to be better. I get what they're saying, and again, that is hold on. Again, that is down because when you look at, like, for example, when you look at the games that we've had and the players that have played, like when we've had the chances to counterattack, a lot of the final ball decisions have been poor. Like a lot of them from Mount and Havertz this season has been poor. Who played the majority of the games, at least with Lukaku anyway, from what I'm just judging off of. So yes, like our decision making in the final third from counterattack is actually poor. When you consider that when you consider the players that we have, and
that Brentford offside goal was our best at counter-attacking.
That was fucking offside.
Couch, let me explain you something. You're right. In the training ground, you practice how to get rid of a set of pieces to transition to the counterattack. We're not talking about those positions. We're talking about we're already in the counterattacking place. Like we got out of pressure already. We're already running with 3 players against 2 defenders. That's the specific time when we're lacking. Do you see what I'm saying?
So the decision making in the final third, not so much the counter.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. We get counterattacks, but we mess it up.
I agree with that, but then also
that probably comes from
that still comes with repetition, though. When you put yourselves in those positions more frequently, and you have more tape to look at, then you start seeing where the angles are and stuff like that. We just don't play. We don't play that way.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think that comes from kind of the lack of like
chances to be in the counterattacking positions because of the positions we are.
Look at the counterattacks we had. The 3. Hold on. The 3 examples. I can think of the Arsenal game, the Tottenham game, and the Liverpool game. We've got to the box counterattacking style. One of them, the pass was played behind. The other one, we chose the wrong pass. It's just like I think we can counterattack and we do it well. It's just, once again, reiterate that decision making is very poor.
How many times against Liverpool? How many times against Liverpool?
Oh, don't get me.
Lukaku make a run, and just the decision not to put him through or something like that.
Yeah.
We also
No,
had
that
was always the wrong
game
fucking
against
half.
It was
Southampton.
always the
Was it a game
wrong
against
choice
Southampton
in
and
making.
First half against Spurs.
I wish we can
Southampton,
put
Aspilicueta took an
Fabregas
extra
tweet.
I wonder who is a lot in that situation.
First half against
we can
Spurs
put Fabregas
wasn't that
tweet.
good, to be fair.
I think some of that.
Wait, Javi, what did you say?
There's a certain player that a lot of the times is in that situation and makes the wrong pass. I ain't gonna say no name.
Mason Mount. That's
another thing too. I think some of that stuff. I think comes from.
22. Don't talk about him.
It comes from experience.
Well, I think some of that too comes from the fact like the lack of we don't really have like an actual number 10 to kind of do that on the counter to like get the ball in the middle and pick the right pass. Like we're using 8s to do that. And that's not really their strong suit. Like I think once you see like when Pulisic gets back, I think he'll probably be the closest we have to that actual a true. He is on our team. Like he's probably the closest we have.
He's not a great.
He plays with his head down, bro. He's more of a goal scorer.
All of our guys dribble with their head down, though. We don't.
No, Cho doesn't. Cho doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Look, Josh, for real. Look at his gameplay.
Okay, what am I missing?
Like Cho always has his head up. That's like when he's looking for crosses or anything like that, he always has his head up. That's why he creates a lot. Like if you look, for example, look at the Burnley game, right? His head is always looking for Havertz, who missed a chance.
I think he's looking at the birds when he's running. He's just enjoying birds.
Bro, all right, so how do you create those 2 chances and see Havertz is running?
Because you're playing against Burnley. Because you're playing against.
But that doesn't matter. Your head is up, bro. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. It's how you're playing.
It does matter.
You have more. We're talking about a player in his playing style. His head is not down. My point is his head is not down and his head is up.
To me, the two guys that dribble the best with their for me, the 2 guys on our team that dribble the best with their head up and are able to dribble with effectiveness and have their head up are Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek. They're the 2 guys. They're the 2 guys who can carry the ball as well and have their head up at the same time. Like you watch the 2 of them play, they're always looking forward. Kovacic, especially this year, is really doing it. But the 2 of them, when they're carrying the ball, they're able to keep guys off them and have their head up to look for passes. There's not a lot. None of our attackers really do that well. Now,
I could dispel it because if you look at, for example, Newcastle, right? When he took on those 2 guys and played it with his left, his head was up, right? That's not slowing down the game. He's running at full speed. Like I'm not saying Cho's world class, but that's his playing style. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter who. Burnley are a tough defensive team with big guys. To see Havertz's run and to pick out and have the patience, his head has to be up when you're playing football.
Are you talking about?
That's why he creates. All right, look at Ziyech. Look at the Ziyech pass.
We're not gonna compare Ziyech to Cho. It's not fair.
No, I'm saying look at the cross.
You said look at the cross.
It's just crazy. Like I don't get this, bro. Oh, he's not playing against a great team. He could do that.
Lewis is putting subliminal messages out there. Okay?
Zavi, I agree with you. Cho should start, but
that's not even my argument.
I'm
talking about head up.
I tried to make you happy, but he plays better as an assist for the striker on the right.
Yeah, if Cho starts, it'll be on the right.
But what does that have to do with what I'm saying, though? I'm saying Cho plays with his head up. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
no starting or nothing.
It's not. Let me tell you why. Can I explain you why he's better?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for example, as an inside forward, Cho on the left has tendency to be selfish because that's his favorite position, and he has to cut in on the right. And when he cuts in on the right, because he's right-footed only, he's looking to shoot, not to pass it. That's how he plays. If he's on the right, he can't cut in to get the better position to shoot. He only looks for the passes. Did I explain it to you?
Yeah, but that's still just down to tactics, though, right? Because if you're playing on the left, you want him to come inside on his right.
right?
Yes, but we're talking about the 100
it's not so
million
much his
striker
mentality;
with assist, right?
that's his tactical
No,
deployment.
what I'm telling Xavi on his thing, like he better create on the right for Lukaku. We actually the major thing we need to make our Lukaku score, right? And who's better positioned to assist Lukaku? At the inside forward.
I get your argument, though. I get your argument, but I wasn't, and I get your point. I understand you. That I was not saying that. I was talking about he plays with his head up. That's it.
Who's the best attacker on the left?
Pulisic.
Everyone's on Pulisic, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you say that, are you talking about just like in terms of who's the most effective in terms of scoring and assisted, or like helping the team, or what?
Yeah, I mean, just
Pulisic's more direct,
given what we have on the team,
better
right?
dribbler.
Because I would make the argument at our best that it would be Werner, just because I feel like he'd help get the most out of Lukaku.
I don't know.
That's an interesting argument.
Kind of.
Yeah,
like, again, that's why I asked the question, because like it depends if you're talking about the team as a whole, or if you're talking about just as an attacker in their individual, or like stuff like that.
The question is going to be, what's the main priority you're looking into inside forward? For me personally, it's taking one-on-one versus.
Yeah, I agree.
That's for me what inside forward primary job should be.
Yeah,
Joe doing it, but he's still. I can still not 100% happy with him.
Mm-hmm.
Pulisic, for me, he's sometimes overdoing it.
Yeah.
He
big up Monster in the chat, my G.
He takes on one defender, then he takes on the second defender. Then I was like, you know what, Pulisic, you just ask him to be injured. That's Pulisic.
His head is down.
Do you know what? I think that comes from
Timo Werner. For me, if Timo Werner start to shoot like he's supposed to shoot, he's the best out of three. Because first of all, he can outpace Cho. Cho likes like my grandma. Pulisic runs like faster than my grandma, but I'm afraid he's gonna fall like my grandma when she's running. So for me, the best physically suited is Timo Werner, but he's not firing.
I think because the thing for me with Pulisic, what you said, Alex, about he tries to do too much, I think where that comes from is having so much pressure at such a young age with the USMNT.
Oh, but we're supposed to not criticize the young players like we criticize.
No. So just with the USMNT, he is the kind of.
Why are you laughing, Andrew? Did I tickle you?
Focal point.
Yeah, he's the banner boy, like no pun intended or anything of their team. He is their name.
He's the face. He's the face.
He's the face of American football. Yes,
it's the face of.
So, and he is the one that kind of most of their hopes when he is playing are put on, and it has been for at least a few years.
Yeah,
so I think
he has thrived under that though too, Zach or Scott. I'm sorry.
I agree, but I think
somebody disagreeing with me that Joe is slow. Did anybody think that Joe is actually fast?
He is fast.
Okay, if you say so.
He's quick for sure.
I never said he's not one of the fastest in our team, but he does have pace.
And we got lots of pace in the squad.
We do. No, I agree. I think we do have a pacey squad, and he's quick. I think he definitely lost maybe a step of pace with his injury, but that's going to happen when you have that kind of injury. But he's still quick.
Until he gets that step back, I'm going to call him a grandma.
Yeah, but the thing is too, like it's his style of play that keeps him from being quick too, because he likes to dwell on the ball and make decisions to dribble, right? Like he's not like looking to just like be direct and just go down the line and whatnot. He doesn't play that way, right?
Right. That's fair.
Not right.
No, I mean, we have yet to really see. I think it'd be interesting to see Callum, Pulisic, and Lukaku together. I think would be an interesting front three.
I want to see that against Leicester still.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, we need to see. I think at some point we will see that for sure. But I still think that's probably our most dynamic front three because it's two inside forwards that are gonna create a lot of havoc in space for Lukaku, which we've yet to really see. Werner to some extent has created some space when he's played with Lukaku, but they've lacked that third person to sort of unlock either one of them. I think having Cho, Pulisic, and Lukaku would offer a little bit of both of that. You got space, and then also two guys who can play balls in and make runs and things like that. So yeah, it'd be nice to see it against Leicester. I have no idea. Again, I've given up predicting what Tuchel will ever do with a lineup. But
I don't even know why we do first 11s, man. Never get it right. Never get it right. It's at least two that don't make it.
Never really get it correct anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Reggie says it's not Diaz and Susie, he just hasn't gelled yet. I think we're so far off the topic on that. I don't even remember. But that's on Lukaku, then completely correct. That's exactly what we're agreeing on as well. What's happening in the comment section? Don't tell me that. Are people beefing again? What the fuck's happening?
Yeah, as always. Let's see.
We're arguing about Troll's pace.
Arguing about Troll's pace. He has slowed down a little bit, but he's still rapid. There's nothing.
See what international break does to people? They're discussing how fast Callum Hudson-Odoi is.
Nah, Twitter
it's
space,
ridiculous. They're arguing about it.
Bro, I think this has been the worst international break for debates out of a very bad
everyone knows it's the last
This has been shocking.
It lasts longer. Everyone knows it's the last
no more for 4.5 months.
I'll be real, the March one will feel like a bit of a relief after all the football that we've gone through by then.
That's true.
But same way, it's like, there's nothing to talk about, literally nothing. Guys, in the comment section, we'll be here for another 10-15 minutes. So if you guys got any other questions, drop it in. If you guys got anything else you want to discuss as well on the stream, just let us know. Down for anything, really.
Feel free to comment on Canada,
Congratulations, man.
Feel free to talk about
the snow merchants up north.
I didn't know they played.
No, what's the name of those scrambles?
Man said, can we talk about how quick the Brighton game sold out?
100%.
Yeah, you lot, I can't lie. If you're a member, I feel for you. With everything that's happening with Westview and the 3K season tickets that are popping up, now there's going to be less seats for just your average fan to get tickets to. I can't lie, it's fucked for members right now. It's only going to get harder as well, so prices go up.
Is that the standing area?
What's the name of the...
No, Matthew Harding's the standing area.
The North and the Game of Thrones.
The North?
Oh, the North in Game of Thrones. The Starks, weren't they? They called the
Starks.
No,
the other ones that...
the Wildlings?
Oh, yeah, the ice... can't think. I don't know. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
I can't know. Next season's price is going to be up, though.
Yeah, we should call Canada.
They're going to be like 4K next season, bro.
We're there, man. We're there. Don't hate. We're there.
I know.
That team's actually quite good, to be fair.
Everyone needs Canada. Canada are there. It's fine.
Did Ugbo play yesterday, Dennis?
Did who? Sorry.
Did Ugbo play yesterday?
No, he's not ready. He hasn't been called up. But I assume in March he will be.
Oh man,
you don't even need him, man. You've got Larin, you've got David, you've got who else?
David.
People saying in the
Chris
chat,
Jericho.
That's why we're not.
There's another one that I'm forgetting. You
don't forget Chris.
People saying in the chat that's why we're not watching this channel a lot. And I see there's a wanker over here. Every time we're on the chat, he's always commenting. But he's saying that's why he's not watching that chat.
That's the one I'm having an argument with in the chat. This guy's like, you're every day, bro. You're here every day.
That wanker. Oh my word, man! He's every time he's on it, man, and he says
it's a hate watch.
Let's not get at the comment section because then the comment section is just going to get back with extra vim. We'll see that happening.
Oh man, let's make him famous.
Yeah, C1. What are you saying, bro?
If Neto comes back to full fitness and Ziyech leaves, would you buy him?
If who?
Neto
comes back to full fitness. You'd have to see the form that he shows for Wolves when he comes back.
The one from Wolves.
Because he was good last season, but it's still one season. You can't really say.
And as well, last season he was playing in a very much defensive counter-attacking system. Whereas I'd want to see how he plays under Bruno Lage this season.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that one you'd have to put on ice. You just have to see what.
I just think he suits our system because he presses like Timo. He has the dribbling of Pulisic and he can finish. And he's got decent passing and crossing. So I think he suits our system.
You know who's got an agenda or it's a funny comment? Someone just put, Neto is shit, but I'd swap with Pulisic. That's funny. If that's not an agenda, man, that's funny.
Look, people going to give an exhibit Canada, man. People literally giving it. Are we talking about Canada now? Are we going to talk?
You guys are haters,
hockey?
man.
I'll
You
talk
guys are
about Canada.
haters.
I'll talk about Canada.
That's straight
Blame
hate, man.
Canada,
Look at that
blame
team, man.
Canada.
That's a nice
I
looking
know,
team.
man. It's like, wow,
Hey, man.
some privileged people, man.
Dennis, are you in Canada?
I am Toronto.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
What's your hockey team, Coach?
Leafs.
No.
Washington
Maple Leafs.
Capitals, baby.
There's only one hockey
Ovechkin, of
team, and
course.
they reside down here in the South.
Of course.
Yeah.
2-time cup champs, is that it?
Back to back.
Back to back, yeah.
Still got a long way to go before you catch us, man.
We're Russia
Well,
South.
We're exactly. You have a your main players are Russians in that team. You should be called so you. I almost called you USSR, man. But he's good. He's good. So he's good, man. By the way, the celebration
talking about the new bridge as well, and I feel like more and more people are starting to come around to terms with the fact that we probably do just need to move. Is what's better for us.
You know, the 3K. The 3K is can be linked. You could make an honest link of us not being able to move because of the pitch owners. That's why.
Yeah, so you can't. They're not going to move. You can't move though, right? Like,
that's what I mean.
The
But the problem is, in the long, you might find that he's going to move us, and we have to rebrand. We have to rebrand everything. The name.
Yeah, we don't have any options.
I think we're at the stage. I think we're at the stage where we've got to make a choice, either as a fan base. Obviously, we'll have some say in it, but I don't think we'll have a lot. But in terms of just how we accept it, where we're either going to have to accept that so few people are going to get tickets, or we have to move, probably change our name, but then we can build a bigger stadium and more people get to go to home games. We're at that juncture because this at the minute is just so few people that want to go to games are able to go to games.
Exactly.
And we can't what's it called? Expand. So
rebrand everything, name, logo, everything.
As a pitch owner, if you guys want us to move, Roman, give me a call. We'll talk about my share, how much it'll cost, and then maybe we can build up on it.
They're not
we'll
even
see.
to do that.
Do you have one
Most of them
share
aren't willing
too?
even to do that.
I have I think it's 2 shares. I think.
Which how many blades of grass is that? Which part?
I have the square just in front of Father's seat. So if he keeps it up, but we'll have to remove him from my square of grass.
The neighbours bringing the prices down. I understand that. Yeah, I wonder you want to sell it. That's okay.
It's the pitch owners anyway. It's because
that's going to be a problem anyway. The pitch owners are always going to be an issue because they have the name of Chelsea. But if we're being real, like it makes more sense for us to leave. Like the new Stamford Bridge, the design that everyone was fucking wanking themselves off about. They only add 3K average seats for average fans. The rest is all hospitality. There's about another 17K hospitality seats, all wrapped around the bridge, which is going to kill the atmosphere. And a couple extra K goes to the average fan. So it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Lewis, that design was for that area. Yeah? So
that design, we can't grow any bigger from 60K. As soon as we build that, that's done.
If we were to move to a different area, you could conceivably think that they'll tell a designer, we want to add more seats. Do you know what I mean? Because you're in an area where you can do that.
And this is the thing as well, the amount of money and time that would cost to even build that bridge because it's in such a sensitive area of London, all for us to never be able to build and expand it again. As football continues to grow, continues to become more marketable, and more people will want to go and watch it, you'll see the likes of Spurs and Man United and Liverpool start building 70K seater stadiums and potentially 80K seater stadiums. And then we have to catch up again.
That's the thing. Like they're
now to host everything, NFL,
right.
Concerts that'll come into it as well.
There's no way they would. Yeah, there's no way they would build a new stadium without making it a much higher capacity for fan. Like it wouldn't just be like same capacity, but new. It's going to be much bigger.
If they move out of Stamford Bridge area,
it'll be 60. 60's big. And
60's,
then, in 10 to 20 years, you're probably going to want to build a new stadium. And then you address it then. But for our needs right now, 60,000's more than enough.
Yeah, but
but that's for now, and it's also at the expense and the time that it would cost. It would make a lot more sense to build in a better area.
It's 20.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
And Andrew's right too. Like
we've lost so many areas because of how long it's taken us. We've lost Earls Court, we've lost the Battersea Power Station, so it is going to be hard to find another area that's that big and that close to Chelsea as well. So that problem I understand. But I think the overbearing problem is that we just need a bigger stadium. Otherwise, as fans, we're just going to be paying more for seats as every year goes by.
Yeah.
And Andrew's right. Like all these new stadiums, they're being built for multiple. I mean, like say what you want about the Tottenham Stadium, it looks like a shit bowl, but like that is a marvel. That is a marvel of technology what they built there. The way the pitch goes underneath the stands, and there's a football field underneath, like American football field underneath that. Like it is a marvel of technology. But that any stadium Chelsea built, it's going to be along the similar lines of being able to host multiple.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do about it. We just stuck there for about the next 10 years or so. Nothing.
We stuck at the bridge for a while.
It's not a bad thing. The bridge is an amazing atmosphere. I love the fact that it's still got like an old school England feel to it, where all these other teams are building these big soulless places. You still got a place that is right on top of the pitch. It's got an amazing atmosphere for the most part.
That's why I like the design.
Is there subway that goes under the bridge? Is there subway goes under the bridge or not?
No. There's a train line that's right next to the bridge.
I know where is the train line. What I'm
overground train.
You can go down. You can go down as like a dig in.
No,
I think with the new Stamford Bridge, that would become underground, and there would have been a direct link from the station to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way they can expand it now. I don't think they can build up. I think what they can do is only dig in to create more seats for those additional 25.
Yeah, but that's only one of the issues. There's like Henry VIII's mound that needs to be directly facing St. Paul's Cathedral. It's some long ass centuries old rule that's still in place. The new Stamford Bridge would get in the way of it if it was over 60k. There's housing around Stamford Bridge, and if the bridge gets built too big, then they're not going to have any natural sunlight on their house, and everyone has a legal right to light. That's an old rule as well. So that's another problem that we'd have to deal with. Then you've got the train lines, you've got the roads that are very close to the bridge too. Like, we're just in a really tight place. It's really hard to do anything with that position. And taking into account it's going to cost us extra because we have to dig underground just so we can be able to build up to 60k. We have to dig downwards and take down the whole bridge and then renovate it.
Lewis, can you put this? Somebody asked me, Alex, would you accept? I don't know if he asking me or not.
Moving stadium if it meant we had to go to. Hell no.
No, probably not, man.
Yeah, no. We have to be reasonable with it. We can't take Chelsea.
The problem is if you know the megapolis is London, it's really limited on spaces where you can actually build a stadium. The problem is already there. So.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's rough. It's such a tough situation because there's so many different factors to take.
I think the best option we had is when we are about to move those. It wasn't far, but we placed the bit on that old. I forgot the name of it. It was old.
The rugby stadium.
No, there was a factory was before or something.
Was it a power station?
Battersea, wasn't it?
Yeah, power station. There we go. Yeah. That's the best option we had.
And
they bid on it though. They lost out on the bid.
Yeah.
Was that when we had issues with Abramovich and his visa?
I think so.
No, it's before that.
No, they just lost out on the bid to like real estate developers.
Oh, that's right.
Which one was the one? Which one was the one we lost out on because of Abramovich's visa and he didn't want to build a stadium?
I think it was actually on Stamford Bridge. It was actually around. I think it was on Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I think that was at the current site.
Yeah,
at the current site. I was talking about the power station.
Yeah, it was a lease on the new Stamford Bridge and the design plans. It had to be it had to be put through by a certain time, and we missed it because of that.
Yeah, but anyway, that was the best solution, and we missed it. And I think it was a still stink about the pitchers owners about that too.
Yeah, it was. It's always the same. It's always the same.
Because it's not the same. It had to be moved, but it was literally moved a couple of blocks. Now we lost that space.
The problem is it's the name, it's everything. It's like that. So it comes down to it. It's really about the name, really.
Exactly.
If you think about it, it's not really about the pitch. It's about the name.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. If they didn't have the name, he would have just moved us. I think by now. Or had plans to move
100%.
The name is so like you have to then go rebrand it. You have to
He
start
can't.
all over
Abramovich,
again.
I don't think he wants to take on that step.
That's what I mean. You have to do everything. Rebrand.
No, you're gonna lose. Something about football is a culture. You can't delete it. You can't. It has to be like you can't just make it. There's a like you know what I'm saying. Like there's a history behind it. Abramovich does it. He's gonna like he doesn't want to disappoint a lot of people because a lot of people are actually older than 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So he respects that.
Well, he loves Chelsea Football Club, so it's not like it's not like he's there to destroy the legacy and like all the history and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, but one day, if it carries on, he's probably thinking about it already. That's how smart. That's how billionaires stay billionaires.
Well, he would. I feel like he would probably sell the club before he was the one to move it and do all that stuff.
It's not even that. It's maybe he's just got several contingencies. I'm going to try this for so long. If it doesn't work, then I need several contingency plans and backup plans. That was the case before the visa thing started, obviously.
That's still not sorted, huh?
I think it's still like you can only be in the country. Was it 6 months a year or something like that?
The last time we heard something from that, it's like it's a complete stop. We wash the hands. There's no conversation anymore about the moving stadium, about anything.
Yeah, it stopped. Yes,
it's completely stopped. There's not even a schedule about the new. Now we're talking about standing. But only thing talking about it's a standing things. Standing.
Don't forget, you got Rory Jennings in that pitch owners. I forgot about him.
Do what?
Rory Jennings part of the pitch owners. Don't you remember that?
There's hundreds, maybe thousands of pitch owners.
There's not a thousands. There's not that many share owners.
But like, I understand that, but it's very easy to get it. Like you just go onto Chelsea website and buy shares. So like,
it was very easy to become a member or a pitch holder.
Yeah,
I didn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to become a pitch holder.
Oh, so hold on, Josh. You're one of the gatekeepers?
I am, I am. I own two. I bought 2 shares. I bought one for me, and then I bought a share in my daughter's name.
Sell them shits, man. Let's go, man.
If you did that while you were in England, that they would have done this little ceremony for you where you come out onto the pitch and receive the award.
Yeah, they offer it because I bought the shares where you get my shares are signed by the team, members of the team. But that was one of the options too. It was like if you live in the UK, they do a ceremony at halftime or whatever of one of the games. But I mostly just wanted it for my daughter. She's named after the club. I just wanted her to have a piece of it. So
nice. I can't lie. I was very tempted to do it for myself just so I could get Christensen to give it to me at halftime.
Yeah. I tried to get Pulisic. I tried to get Pulisic's signature for it, but they said that they didn't have any Pulisic signatures. They were waiting on the club because I guess the club only allots them so many signed
things.
They
didn't have any Pulisic signatures.
No. So what happened was they gave me one signed by like 15 guys instead of just Pulisic.
No, but I mean, like, do they sign it?
Are they still selling on it?
Yeah, the guy. It's signed. It came signed and framed by like 9 or 10 members of the team.
That's cool.
Are they still selling the pitch owners?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
it should be that.
Yeah, if you go to Chelsea's website, there's a section for the pitch owners, and they send you a form. You have to fill out a certain form, send them some like sort of documentation, and then they mail you the share and everything, and then you get a vote. You get to vote on all. So because I'm in the States, they mail me voting ballots for certain topics and stuff.
Cool, I'll do that.
See you later, guys.
All right, Andrew, big up, brother.
Yeah, man.
By the way, somebody made fun of Josh saying he named his daughter Chelsea. What's the
No,
name?
no, her first name isn't Chelsea. Her middle name is Chelsea.
I want it. I have 3 daughters. I want it. My wife didn't let me.
No, I wouldn't give it. I didn't want to. Her middle name is that, so I didn't completely.
Nothing
name her
wrong with
down
your
after
daughter being called Chelsea. It's a woman's
Yeah,
name
it's
anyway.
a good name actually. Yeah, it's a really good name. I don't understand.
Might call my daughter Chelsea. No,
it's it was like the one condition
close.
my wife let me have of the name. I was like, as long as her middle name is Chelsea, we can call her whatever.
Ah, okay. You guys compromise. Fair play.
Yeah.
I lost the compromise. We said if we had the girl, she can name the girls. If I had the boy, we'll name the boy. I never had the boy.
Yeah.
Would you name the boy Chelsea?
No.
If we had a boy, his middle name was going to be Stanford.
Oh, that's a great shout. Yeah, name him Stanford, or I don't know, call him Cobham or something.
Yeah.
Maybe send him there after a few years. Who knows? Right. Anyone got anything else they want to chat about before we end the stream?
What time are we doing preview again on Friday?
Same time as always, bro. 2:30, 3 p.m. Somewhere around that time.
I can't wait for Saturday. I want to go Leicester, man.
So when is your next stream? When is your next stream?
I knew it.
I want to do something for tomorrow, but I need to figure out a topic. It all depends on the topic. Whatever if I figure out something, we'll run a stream. If not, we'll do one.
When is the press conference? Fridays?
Fridays at 1:30.
1:30.
Yeah, around that time. So press conference, and then after that we start the stream. No point doing it in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna end the stream here. Went a lot longer than I thought we would. Really good discussion. Big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow. If not, we'll see you on Friday. But until then, take care, like and subscribe. And as always, up the fucking Chelsea.